Have you ever heard the song Boom Shakalaka Boom Shakalaka Ah?
I think I have. There's this person in my life, and sometimes she just can't not say it. It's like a stim. So, yes, I've been exposed.
Oh, somebody exposed themselves to you?
Yeah, they just went, oh, my head is itchy. Got lice. I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, you have lice.
I'm kidding. I have dandruff. It's okay. Anyway,
Everybody has dandruff.
boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka.
I love that shirt. It's so cute.
Thank you. Yeah, I the fucking birthed this, and fits me perfectly. I love it. And it doesn't gap or it doesn't gape like in between the buttons. I feel like a lot of sometimes these shirts are shittily made, but it doesn't like gap out gape gap. I don't know. It doesn't gape at all. Gaping hole. You know.
Um,
I took notes in my phone
okay,
today.
crazy girl.
Well, I was reading on the train and I forgot the book. But I have it on my phone. Like I bought it years ago before we even started. I just have it on my phone in my like books in my library.
That's so
I know.
funny.
I
Do you have
know.
all of them?
No. I think I literally just bought this on a whim. I was like, I want to reread Twilight. And I think I got like halfway through and I don't think I finished, but
Oh my gosh.
alrighty, now I'm ready.
We got this.
And
Um,
this is a short chapter. I mean, this one's
it
like
is,
I feel like there's not a ton of dialogue, or there's like more descriptions of dialogue, I feel like.
yeah, they just keep giving looks to each other and
Lots of looks, lots of I don't know, I just feel like she was like, "Oh, he's asking me questions about this," but we didn't get the actual dialogue, you know? But that's
yeah.
okay. We'll get into it.
We will get into it. I'm Bia,
I'm Katie.
live from New England.
It's
It's
Twilight.
Twilight tonight. Bow, 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 bow.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. Well, how it has been a little while.
A little bit.
Um,
It's been a
I
busy
put
summer.
it's been a busy summer. I put out a fan fiction episode. I don't know if people like it or not. Um,
I liked it.
oh my gosh, that's so
I
sweet.
thought it was fantastic.
Fan fiction tastic.
Fan fiction tastic. That was
Wow.
good.
Well, thank you. I hope that was fun, and I feel like we should do some more. You can pick some, and we can read them, or what have you. I feel like it would be fun to do all sorts of people,
Sorts of things.
all sorts of things and people.
I mean, look, I mean, an Alice and a Bella one.
What? All
I
right,
don't
that
know.
definitely has to be the next one.
Hell yes.
Wow. Well, how have you been, Katie? Katie, my lady,
I've been
who
good. Just turned 25.
Ow!
Yeah. Feels big, feels weird. I don't like it. Quarter life crisis, as one might
Mm-hmm.
say.
Mm-hmm.
But had lots of fun celebrations. Charlie planned everything, so I didn't have to lift a finger, which was nice. And we made candles. We got brunch. We got a lot of drinks. It was really fun.
That is so
Good thing.
cool.
That was my big thing, I feel like. And just still working a new job that I like a lot. And
Good.
I'm tie-tie. I feel like the summertime has been go, 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 go. And
Yes.
this weekend, I finally have like a Saturday where I'm not doing anything, and I'm so happy. I'm gonna sit on the couch. Okay, how are you? How are things?
Oh, Katie Bug, I am great. I feel the same, like finally I have some time to sit down. AJ was actually just saying that, he has downtime for the first time in such a long time because we've just been driving down one place, coming back, driving up the other, coming back, driving down. It was crazy. Um, it's so wonderful to just be back and just chillax and finally record this because I read this. I'll be honest with you, I read this chapter so fucking long ago, okay? And I tried so hard today to re-listen Jay reads on YouTube. And listen, I got like 10 minutes into the episode. I had to take a little walk. But I have notes. I have notes in the book.
We'll experience it together. It's a
Exactly.
like say it's a boring chapter, but like, sometimes there's filler chapters, and I feel like this is one of them. But there's like a big thing at the end, so we get a little something something. So maybe I'm just like maybe I wasn't in the right headspace for this. But there's notes. There was some interesting stuff, and let's get the freak into it.
Well,
Oh.
I feel bad, but do you want to add what character you feel like?
Oh my God, of course. How could I get so far ahead of myself? I feel, that's a good one. Do you have one? Can you go first? I gotta think about mine.
I, what I have in my head is I feel like Billy Black because, like, for some, because he's old and, um, you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Okay. Okay, elaborate.
Yes, I will. So,
I will.
uh, usually cats have clay litter, or, the little tiny
The little,
stuff that gets fucking everywhere.
yep.
Um, and we tried pretty litter, but it's actually smaller and invisible. So it gets everywhere and you cannot fucking tell where it is because
Oh,
it's
you
just
just
silica
feel
gel.
it. Ugh.
Yeah. It like was getting stuck in the ridges of my flip-flops. And so we switched. And I am probably getting a little bit ahead of myself. I'll knock on wood, like maybe she changes her mind. But we switched to pellets. Um, and she is the litter box.
Has she been
And
pissing not in the litter box?
no, no, she's been using the litter box, but like
Oh.
we changed it last night, like right after she peed. And so we were just like,
Oh.
fingers
Gotcha.
crossed.
Hopefully she likes it.
Yeah.
Sorry, misunderstood that.
No, 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 no. It was just like, yeah, I was just so excited that she used it, no problem. And little Miss Sophia, her birthday is, I think it's August 17th. My cat, for reference, everyone. And she's turning 8.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
Such a big girl.
Yeah.
This is
So you can teach an old dog new tricks. And also, it probably applies to all sorts of other things, such as me getting slightly better at softball. Um,
yay. How's the softball league?
the softball league is good. We lost our most recent game, but um, I don't think it was all because of me.
There we go. Then that's all that matters.
I've been watching the show Younger.
I love that show.
Yeah,
I watched it in college and then I rewatched it recently and that shit rocks.
it's
It's so
so
kooky.
good. It's so good.
That's awesome. Sorry, you were saying something else.
No,
And
just
I
that
said I
I've been
want to
watching the
you.
show Younger, and we just, it was on Netflix, and AJ put it on because we were like, oh my gosh, we finished Ginny and Georgia, which fingers crossed, they're,
Me too.
oh my God.
Jenny and
Ew,
Georgia
ew,
spoilers.
spoilers, spoilers.
I don't
Spoilers for
know.
Ginny and Georgia.
They are ruining that poor little boy.
Yeah, I feel
That
really
poor
bad for that
boy.
poor little boy.
Poor Austin. Jenny's like, and what? Why are they so mean to Maxine? Like, I know that she was
I
kind of mean to them.
know.
I know that she was kind of mean to, like, there was like the whole kerfuffle in the first like or the second season or whatever, but it felt different. I don't know.
It
It-
was crazy. She was like, I want to talk about my feelings. And everybody was like, what the fuck? You're a
Even
fucking
her
freak.
mom, even her
Yeah.
mom was like, I just don't think you should bring it up. You're just gonna lose friends that way. Girl, that's terrible advice. That
I
is
know.
horrible. And I think that was the point. It was that it was like horrible advice, but I don't know. And Georgia's, of course that woman's pregnant. Of course she is. Right?
That's
Isn't
it.
that the end of
That's
it?
right. Yeah.
Wasn't that the end?
Yeah. Well, wait,
Sorry,
I'll have
Jenny
to go.
and
Wee
spoilers.
spoilers. Spoilers.
Poor, what's his name?
Little
The
blonde
cafe,
boy,
poor blonde boy, but what's the cafe owner? What's his name?
Joe.
Joe. Also, did you ever watch Degrassi?
Is he from Degrassi?
Okay. Okay. Sorry. We can literally cut all of this out. I just have to drop this Degrassi knowledge. I think anyone who's watched Degrassi will know. He was a huge character. His name was Sab Bandari. He was a huge character in Degrassi when it was like huge on like Teen Nick at the time. That was when I was like 9. Baby, there's a shark in the water. That commercial, he was in that portion of Degrassi, okay? Um, is what's her name? The girl that works in the cafe, what's her name? Fuck. Uh, you know who I'm talking about?
She's
Dating
beautiful.
Hunter. She's beautiful. They're
Yeah.
siblings in real life, okay?
No fucking
Yep,
way.
they're siblings.
Babe, they're siblings.
They're
Joe
siblings.
and Padma, right?
Padma.
Padma, the girl who
Yes.
works in the blue restaurant with Joe. They're siblings.
Huh.
Isn't that so
They're
cute?
siblings, yes. And then what's her name? Not Frankie. Is it Frankie? No, what's her name? I just said it. Maxine, sorry,
Oh,
not Frankie. Her name in Degrassi was Frankie. She was also in
she was
Degrassi.
into
She was in
Oh,
Degrassi. So there was Degrassi, The Next Generation, then there's Degrassi, and then there is Degrassi the next class. So Maxine, or well, yeah, Frankie, her name was Frankie in the show. She was in like the next class version, okay? And then what's her name's dad's girlfriend who we meet, that like awkward dinner? She's also in Degrassi. She's in
oh
Degrassi Next Generation. There were so many people that were in Degrassi in it. I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
okay, so what I'm hearing is that I need to watch Degrassi
Degrassi, I
bad.
literally told Charlie, I was like, I'm gonna have a rewatch soon and it's gonna take me like 3 months because there's so much it's a lot. But
Wow.
it's good. I think it's worth it. I think it's like one of the last good like teen and it's like not really a kid show. It's like a teen show, but they have messages in their show. They cover real topics. They cover the real shit. Sorry. I love
They
Degrassi.
do.
I watched it too young. I shouldn't have been watching it when I was like 9, but I think it helped me be a very like progressive and accepting person. Anyway,
Good.
yeah, we can cut all this out. I just love Degrassi and I
No,
love
because
Virginia, Georgia.
what if we do a Degrassi rewatch podcast and everyone's got to tune in. It's going to be on a different channel. Subscribe over there. Degrassi
Yep,
rewatch.
yep, yep.
And then we just do it with other I mean, fuck, it's going to be fucking
You're gonna be
uh,
busy.
busy.
You can just be
I'm going to put
unedited.
AJ to work.
It'll just be unedited, actually.
I mean, yeah. I just watch everything in 2 times speed. I'm like, this sounds good.
Okay, anyway, complications. Should we get into the chapter?
Well, what character?
Oh, what character? Okay. Um, I have felt like chaotic and all over the place a little
Mm.
bit. I kind of feel like Jessica, just like, I don't know, just like having fun, living life. Gossiping a little bit here and there.
Just
I'm
a normal
nosy. I
girl.
don't just like I don't know. I feel like I'm really coming to respect Jessica more in these books. I think she is definitely like catty a little bit sometimes, but sometimes she just wants to have fun and be a little teenage girl and just enjoy her life. And right now I'm just being a little 25-year-old enjoying my life and having a good summer. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make any
25.
sense.
That's awesome.
No, I still feel like a baby, but it's okay.
Wow, I'm so happy for you, Katie. That
Yeah.
is wonderful. Now, after nearly 40 minutes of freaking yapping, we can get right into it. Folks, as a recap, I do not remember what the hell happened last chapter.
Yeah.
Interrogation.
I think that Bella just asked him a bunch of stuff and
Yeah, because
she met up with
they
Jess.
had
It was
lunch
like
together, right?
it was right after Port Angeles. So Je like Jess, she met up with Jess right at the beginning to talk about her like sweater, her sweater and everything or whatever. And Jessica's trying to get all the details.
And there's that awkward lunch moment where he's like, yeah, Emmett hunts like a bear, and I hunt like a lion. And that's why I ended up reading Emmett and Bella fan fiction. Um, but yeah, so basically they just had a talk, and it was freaking weird because he just got up and left as he always does. He goes, "We're gonna be late later."
Just walked away angrily. But they're getting to know each other. Things are happening. She asked him a bunch of questions. Boom. Jessica also
Boom.
interrogated her. There's a
Mm.
lot of interrogations happening.
Hmm.
But now we're on to complications.
Complications.
So there was, I mean, the chapter starts off right away. They're walking to their lab table. It says, everyone watched us as we walked together to our lab table. I noticed that he no longer angled the chair to sit as far from me as the desk would allow. Girl.
Their arms were almost touching, so it's really serious.
I feel like something I noticed so much in this chapter is like they're so horny, but she can't say it because she's Mormon. Sorry,
They
I just
they
had to
can't
say
even
it.
brush arms.
Like I'm like, y'all, just like look at each other. Just like I don't know, they're being fucking weird in this chapter, but also they're like 16 and horny and they're weird about it, so I get it.
So the teacher pulls in Mr. Banner. They're in chemistry class. I think that's the only class they have together, right? Yeah, okay. He pulls in a TV on the big cart. Oh
The big
yeah.
metal frame, we all know and love. The
I feel
best
like the
day.
kids nowadays, they just have smart boards. They're not doing that.
It's true. I guess the last time I had that was probably literally in like third or fourth grade. You're right.
The lift in the class atmosphere was almost tangible.
Understandably. The next line is Mr. Banner shoved the tape into the reluctant VCR and walked to the wall to turn off the lights. I thought the word reluctant was the weirdest word choice here. Sorry, I just had to note that. I thought it was so weird.
I agree with you, especially when it's preceded by the word shoved, like just a very aggressive insertion.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I had to just had to note that.
That's a good note. I didn't think of it, and I appreciate your little brain, Katie. Your big brain.
Bella then becomes, she says, I was suddenly hyper aware that Edward was sitting less than an inch from me. I was stunned by the unexpected electricity that flowed through me, amazed that it was possible to be more aware of him than I already was. Jesus Christ.
He's really attractive.
She says, a crazy impulse to reach over and touch him, to stroke his perfect face just once in the darkness, nearly overwhelmed me. I crossed my arms tightly across my chest, my hands balling into fists. I was losing my mind. Mind you, they're in chemistry class watching a movie.
Mm-hmm. 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 To watch the movie like this.
White knuckling it, shaking. I just,
The movie starts and she looks at him. Her eyes flicker to him. She smiles sheepishly, um, as I realized his posture was identical to mine, fists clenched under his arms, right down to the eyes, peering sideways at me. He grinned back, his eyes somehow managing to smolder. He was like, even in the dark. I looked away before I could start hyperventilating. It was absolutely ridiculous that I should feel dizzy.
I hate that sentence also. Why did she say it like that? It was absolutely ridiculous that I should feel dizzy. That I do feel dizzy? I don't know. Why did she say it like that?
Oh, she's British.
But yeah, well, she's freaking out. Hyperventilating.
Yeah, oh my God, he smoldered.
Like, I guess in high school, like, you feel big things. There's a lot going on. Like, I
Yeah.
guess she's also like a nervous girl. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, but my initial reaction is, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's intense.
Intense. It's intense, but that's okay.
She can't concentrate on the movie. She
Oh,
says, I didn't even know what subject it was on, which, I mean, it has
you
to be
can't.
chemistry, right?
I would assume so. I couldn't even tell you like a subset of chemistry. Protons, it's protons. I don't know.
Yeah, electrons.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
She says, I tried unsuccessfully to relax, but the electric current that seemed to be originating from somewhere in his body never slackened. Occasionally,
Slackened.
I feel like at this point in the book, she's whipped out the thesaurus. She's like trying like to get her vote. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, why are you using that word? Keep it simple, stupid, please. I
Keep
don't
it
know.
simple, stupid.
Get on it, Stephenie. Anyway, she says, occasionally I would permit myself a quick glance in his direction, but he never seemed to relax either. The overpowering craving to touch him also refused to fade, and I crushed my fists safely against my ribs until my fingers were aching with the effort. Girl, settle down. Yeah, I don't really, I guess she literally was like this, like this. Yeah, yeah. She was probably like, yeah. I just like, what the fuck? Oh,
Intense. Yeah, I
very,
don't, yeah.
very intense. But yeah, they're able to relax when Mr. Banner turns the lights back on and Edward chuckles beside her, as he's always just fucking chuckling at shit.
He goes, well, that was interesting. His voice was dark and his eyes were cautious.
Um, that's all Bella could say.
Shall we?
I almost groaned. Time for Jim. Does Bella hate Jim? Is Bella clumsy,
Bella's
everybody?
clumsy and she hates Jim.
Oh my God, the next sentence. I stood with care, worried my balance might have been affected by the strange new intensity between us. Girl, she cannot
Wow.
stand.
I can't fucking stand you.
You don't gotta stand. There's a chair right there.
Fuck you.
He walks her to her next class in silence and pauses at the door. She turns to say goodbye, and his face startled me. His expression was torn, almost pained, and so fiercely beautiful that the ache to touch him flared as strong as before. My goodbye stuck in my throat. I think touch means have
Yeah,
bang, go to pound town hard.
it's not, I mean, absolutely. This whole chapter,
She's
this
just
whole
like, I
chapter is
just
like,
want to touch him. I just
so
want to touch him.
then do it. You're like, keep talking to him, kiss him a little bit. Like, I don't know what to say. You're teenagers. People are banging in their back seats. Like, get it together. But yeah. Um, He's the one that makes the move. He raised his hand, hesitant, conflict raging in his eyes, and then swiftly brushed the length of my cheekbone with his fingertips. His skin was icy as ever. Okay, for anyone that is not watching us, we did that. We did the motion. Sorry. I'm always a listener of a podcast, and when it just goes silent, I'm always like, what the fuck is happening? What are they doing?
You're right. You're right. We need to, I need to be better at uh, describing what's
Production.
happening.
His skin was icy as ever, but the trail his fingers left on my skin was alarmingly warm, like I'd been burned, but didn't feel the pain of it yet. I don't understand that, but okay,
Like frostbite, I suppose.
that's fair.
Yeah, you know what? Like sometimes, I was actually gonna say, like, sometimes you're really so warm that you almost feel cold.
Yes. You like start to shake.
After that, he turns without a word and walks away, of course.
Agree. All of them are.
And she walks into the gym all lightheaded and wobbly, and she drifts into the locker room, changing in a trance-like state. I think she I think she came.
I agree. Too far, too far. No, I'm kidding. She's definitely feeling some type of way. That's all I'll say.
She says, reality didn't fully set in until I was handed a racket. It wasn't heavy, yet it felt very unsafe in my hand. I could see a few other kids in the class eyeing me furtively, and she gets ordered to pair up into teams.
And Mike swoops in. Mike saves the day. I feel like this next Mike interaction kind of cracks me up.
Mercifully, some vestiges of Mike's chivalry still survived. He came to stand beside me. Do you want to be a team?
Thanks, Mike. You don't have to do this,
Don't worry, I'll keep out of your way.
Sometimes it was so easy to like Mike. So it didn't go smoothly. Bella obviously sucks at fucking badminton. And she says, I somehow managed to hit myself in the head with my racket and clip Mike's shoulder on the same swing. Spent the rest of the hour in the back corner of the court, the racket held safely behind my back. Despite being handicapped by me, Mike was pretty good. He won 3 games out of 4 single-handedly. I don't know why I read the whole thing, but yeah, I don't know. He's not a bad guy. Right when I read that, I was like, okay, she's giving Mike a chance. He's just annoying as fuck. I don't even think he's a bad guy. He's just so annoying
Yeah,
in my opinion.
he's just so annoying. I think you're right. I did write when she said it was so easy to like Mike, I said not. But I don't know, he just annoys me a little bit. But
So he walks off the court.
he gives her a high five and goes, "So,
So what?
you and Cullen, huh?" He asked, his tone rebellious.
And then Bella thinks my previous feeling of affection disappeared. I just thought that was so funny how she goes, sometimes it's easy to like Mike. My previous feeling of affection disappeared because he's just annoying. Like, why are you doing all that? Shut up, Mike.
Yeah.
And she says, that's none of your business, Mike. I warned, internally cursing Jessica straight to the fiery pits of Hades.
And Mike really honestly puts the nail in his own coffin because he says, I don't like it.
You don't have to.
He looks at you like you're something to eat. I choked back the hysteria that threatened to explode, but a small giggle managed to get out despite my efforts. And he looks at her like, what the fuck? And she just goes to the locker room. And she says, I dressed quickly, something stronger than butterflies, battering recklessly against the walls of my stomach. My argument with Mike already a distant memory. I was wondering if Edward would be waiting, or if I should meet him at his car. What if his family was there? I felt a wave of real terror. Did they know that I knew? Was I supposed to not know that they knew that I knew, or not? That's
Maybe we
too
could go.
cute. I really like that.
No, wait. That and like that's the bits like I do feel like we get a little bit of flirting in this chapter. We get a little bit of the like we get a bunch of her crazy nerves, but then we get the cute like normal classic butterflies that, yeah, you're freaked out. You want to know all the details. You're in the dark about things. It's scary when you have a when you have a big fat crush on someone,
Yeah.
especially when you're 16, not sure of yourself and an insecure little Bella.
Yeah. It was really sweet.
It's just endearing. I love it.
It is endearing. Oh my gosh, there it is, that word again. She walks out of gym and she says, I had just about decided to walk straight home without even looking towards the parking lot, but my worries were unnecessary. Edward was waiting, leaning casually against the side of the gym, his breathtaking face untroubled now. As I walked to his side, I felt a peculiar sense of release.
Hi,
Hello, how was gym?
fine.
And her face falls and he says, Really?
He was unconvinced. His eyes shifted their focus slightly, looking over my shoulder and narrowing. I glanced behind me to see Mike's back as he walked away. What? I demanded.
He looks at her and says, Newton's getting on my nerves. I think it's very silly that they both refer to each other by their last names. He's calling him Cullen Newton.
Such a guy thing. Such a guy thing. And Bella kind of gets a little freaked out. She says, You weren't listening again. I was horror struck. All traces of my sudden good humor vanished.
How's your head? He asked innocently.
You're unbelievable. And then she stomps away. She says, I turned, stomping away in the general direction of the parking lot, though I hadn't ruled out walking at this point. I feel like she
And
adds some things onto sentences. What does that even mean? Though I hadn't ruled out. I don't know. Sometimes the way
well,
she
because she was talking about walking home.
Oh, because she doesn't have her car right now. I keep forgetting about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because he drove her there. So she's like, shoot, I'm gonna walk home. He keeps up with her easily and says, You were the one who mentioned how I'd never seen you in gym. It made me curious. And then they walk in silence, furious, embarrassed silence on Bella's part, to his car. And she stops a few steps away. A crowd of people, all boys, were surrounding it. Bella says, Then I realized they weren't surrounding the Volvo. They were actually circled around Rosalie's red convertible, unmistakable lust in their eyes. None of them even looked up as Edward slid between them to open his door. I climbed quickly in the passenger side, also unnoticed. Ostentatious, he muttered.
What kind of car is that? I asked.
An M3. And I actually remember asking AJ about this like 2 months ago when I read this chapter. But I guess they call them different things. Like the M3 is the name of the car, but like a real car lover would call it by like its name. I, I don't know. There's like numbers and letters that go with it. Nobody that is, huh? Generations, he says, generations. So you would, oh,
Mm.
that's what it is, right? Okay, so like the M3, but which year did it come out in? Like which Degrassi generation are you referring to? So,
I
so
mean,
it's sort of like Cars, but Degrassi.
exactly.
So Edward's
Okay,
not a real fucking
that
car
makes
guy.
sense.
And Bella says, I don't speak car and driver.
It's a BMW. He rolls his eyes. Thank God. That's the one time he needs to roll his fucking eyes.
I nodded. I'd heard of that one, and I thought that was funny. He asks her if she's still angry, and she says,
Definitely.
Will you forgive me if I apologize?
Maybe if you mean it, and if you promise not to do it again.
What did he even do? Just read people's minds? His natural fucking talent that he can't control?
Yeah, and ignore her when she brought it up, I guess. I don't know.
Uh,
Who fucking knows?
well, he goes, How about if I mean it and I agree to let you drive Saturday?
She considers it, realizes that'll be her best offer, and she says, Deal.
Then I'm very sorry I upset you. His eyes burned with sincerity for a protracted moment, playing havoc with the rhythm of my heart. Then turned playful, and I'll be on your doorstep bright and early Saturday morning.
It doesn't help with the Charlie situation if an unexplained Volvo is left in the driveway.
His smile was condescending now. I wasn't intending to bring a car.
How?
Don't worry. Shh. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, kitten. I'll be there. No car. No car. No worry, kitten.
No need for a car.
Mm-mm.
I let it go. I had a more pressing question. Is it later yet?
He frowned. I suppose it is later.
I kept my expression polite as I waited. He stopped the car. I looked up, surprised. Of course, we were already at Charlie's house, parked behind the truck. It was easier to ride with him if I only looked when it was over. That's great.
That's nuts. When she looks back at him, he's staring at her, measuring with his eyes. I don't know what she means by that.
Like sizing him up, I guess.
I just imagine his eyes are like moving like sort of like on their own, like side to side, like calculations. Like I don't even know. And you still want to know why you can't see me hunt? He seemed solemn, but I thought I saw a trace of humor deep in his eyes.
Well, I clarified. I was mostly wondering about your reaction.
Did I frighten you? Yes, there was definitely humor there.
No, I lied. He didn't buy it.
I apologize for scaring you. He persisted with a slight smile, but then all evidence of teasing disappeared. It was just the very thought of you being there while we hunted. His jaw tightened.
That would be bad.
He spoke from between clenched teeth. Extremely.
Took a deep breath and stared through the windshield at the thick rolling cloud that seemed to press down, almost within reach.
When we hunt, he spoke slowly, unwillingly, we give ourselves over to our senses, governed less with our minds, especially our sense of smell. If you were anywhere near me when I lost control that way, he shook his head, still gazing morosely. He was just looking at the clouds. He was looking at them with his
I
eyes.
know.
And I made a note. I think we talked about it before that like he is made to attract her and I don't know. I made a note of like being so chemically attracted to each other that like if he is like in a you know what I'm saying?
I
If
mean,
he's in
yeah,
hunting mode, he's gonna want to eat her, but I guess that
the
doesn't mean that
pheromones or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But, like
He's
he's like chemically obsessed with her.
he's gonna he's gonna want to eat her out. Let's go.
I eat every bit of her.
She keeps her expression firmly under control, expecting the swift flash of his eyes to judge my reaction that soon followed. My face gave nothing away. And they lock eyes. The silence deepens, and flickers of electricity I'd felt this afternoon began to charge the atmosphere as he gazed unrelentingly into my eyes. It wasn't until my head started to swim that I realized I wasn't breathing. When I drew in a jagged breath, breaking the stillness, he closed his eyes. Bella, I think you should go inside now. His voice was rough, his eyes on the clouds again. She opens the door, and the Arctic draft that burst into the car helped clear her head. She's very funny for saying Arctic because I don't know. Actually, I don't know like what month it is right now, but it must be like September or October. No mention of Halloween so far, so Thanksgiving?
I have no idea. I thought it was like springtime.
Oh, maybe it is.
Because
Let's
didn't she
see.
start in the middle of the year, like in January?
What date is chapter 11 of Twilight? I think there's like, oh my gosh, chapter 11th it takes place on March 9th and 10th of 2005. Okay. So we have
Okay,
the
so
exact dates.
spring.
So spring. So early. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's cold. Maybe it's really cold. No worries.
That track.
That tracks. That tracks. Afraid I might stumble in my woozy state, I stepped carefully out of the car and shut the door behind me without looking back. The whir of the automatic window unrolling made me turn. Oh, and yeah, this is the second time. I wrote down a note that said second time, and here I am trying to decipher my notes multiple, weeks after writing them down. And yeah, it's the second time that he drops her off, and then she closes the door, and then he's like, "Oh, I gotta." He's just like, like when your friend's trying to leave the house, but you want to keep talking to them, so you go to the door, and then you're just standing at the door for like 15 minutes talking. It's kind of like that.
It's exactly like that. They just can't. They are obsessed with each other. They can't say goodbye.
I can't. Oh, Bella, you.
Yes.
Tomorrow it's my turn.
Your turn to what?
He smiled wider, flashing his gleaming teeth. Ask the questions. And then he was gone, the car speeding down the street and disappearing around the corner before I could even collect my thoughts. He even turns and walks away in his car. It's amazing. I smiled and I walked to the house. It was clear that he was planning on seeing me tomorrow, if nothing else.
She's a simple girl. All she wants is to see him. So Edward's in her dreams as usual. However, the climate of my unconsciousness had changed. It thrilled with the same electricity that had charged the afternoon, and I tossed and turned restlessly, waking often. It was only in the early hours of the morning that I finally sank into an exhausted, dreamless sleep. As we know, he's probably just sitting there watching her toss and
Yes.
turn. So she wakes up. She's obviously still really tired, but edgy as well. She wears a brown turtleneck and she says
Inescapable
jeans,
jeans.
which I think is so funny because I hated wearing jeans.
And they're terrible.
You kind of have to. So she says, sighing as I daydreamed of spaghetti straps and shorts.
Mm.
So poor girl, she just wants to be
Go
back.
back to Phoenix. Yeah, it's inescapable jeans. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what I wore. Like, I guess just like leggings all the time.
High school, like in the 4 years that I was in high school, there was a different leggings policy every year because the first year we absolutely could not wear leggings. Everyone hated that because we were like, it's fucking 2014, 2015, like let us wear leggings. So we like wrote letters to the principal, parents signed petitions. So the next year they like let us wear them like with shorts on top and like long t-shirts. And then the next year they were like, okay, I think that rule actually maybe persisted. And then finally my senior year we could wear it.
Wow.
It was a long
Wow.
fight, but we got it. Anyway,
A
that
long
was
fight.
a detour. But yeah, I don't know. I hated wearing jeans and I like had to. So I thought that line was hilarious. And she just wants to wear her spaghetti straps and her shorts. And I respect her for that. So breakfast was the usual quiet event, as always. Charlie has fried eggs and Bella has a bowl of cereal. And she says, I wondered if he had forgotten about this Saturday. He answered my unspoken question as he stood up to take his plate to the sink.
About this Saturday,
Yes, Dad.
are you still set on going to Seattle?
That was the plan.
She was wishing he hadn't brought it up so she wouldn't have to compose careful half-truths. He squeezed some dish soap onto, okay, he's just doing the dishes. And he goes, and you're sure you can't make it back in time for the dance?
I'm not going to the dance, Dad.
Didn't anyone ask you? What are you, a
He's trying to
fucking
hide his
loser?
concern. Trying to hide his concern by focusing on rinsing the plate. He's really, really focusing on that dish. She says, it's girl's choice.
Oh,
I I really love her kind of analysis here. She says, I sympathize with him. It must be a hard thing to be a father, living in fear that your daughter would meet a boy she liked, but also having to worry if she didn't. How ghastly it would be, I thought, shuddering, if Charlie had even the slightest inkling of what I actually did like.
I think it's worth noting that she said what instead of exactly who I did like, because he is not
Yeah, it's kind of
human.
crazy.
And then he waves goodbye and Charlie leaves and okay. She goes to brush her teeth, blah blah blah.
And fucking Edward immediately pulls up. I could only wait a few seconds before I had to peek out the window. The silver car was already there, waiting in Charlie's spot in the driveway. And she's so excited. She bounds down the stairs, wondering how long this bizarre routine would continue. I never wanted it to end.
She never wanted it to end.
I thought that was sweet. I don't know, the little moments where she clearly is just a girl with a big fat crush. I don't know. It's sweet. I mean, I'd be excited if my high school crush was picking me up and bringing me to
Yeah.
school. Are you kidding me? That's like we've made it.
I know, right? She doesn't lock the door behind her. She walks towards his car, pausing shyly before opening the door and stepping in. He was smiling, relaxed, and, as usual, perfect and beautiful to an excruciating degree. Good morning. His voice was silky. How are you today?
He's not like a Transylvanian vampire. I feel like you have
I really wish
like
he
a
was.
Dracula accent.
Okay.
Um,
Good morning. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
She says that he was looking at her, trying to figure out her thoughts, as if his question was more than a simple courtesy, which now saying it out loud, I realize because he can't read her thoughts, so he wants to actually know how she's doing.
Good, thank you. I was always good, much more than good when I was near him. Horny.
His gaze lingered on the circles under my eyes. You look tired.
I couldn't sleep. She automatically swings her hair over her shoulder to provide some measure of cover, which been there.
Neither could I. He teased as he started the engine.
She says, I was sure the roar of my truck, or she doesn't say, she thinks, I was sure the roar of my truck would scare me whenever I got to drive it again. She says, I guess that's right. I suppose I slept just a little bit more than you did.
I'd wager you did.
So what did you do last night?
He chuckled. Not a chance. It's my day to ask questions.
Oh, that's right. What do you want to know? I couldn't imagine anything about me that could be in any way interesting to him.
And he asks her probably one of my favorite questions to ask people. What's your favorite color?
And she says some weird shit here. Well, this one's fair. She says it changes from day to day, which fine.
What's your favorite color today?
Probably brown. I tended to dress according to my mood.
He snorts and drops his serious expression and says, Brown.
Sure, brown is warm. I miss brown. Everything that's supposed to be brown, tree trunks, rocks, dirt, is all covered up with squashy green stuff here, I complained. Moss, girl,
She just
I
hates
don't know.
it.
No one complains about green. She's so silly. He seems fascinated by my little rant. He considered for a moment, staring into my eyes.
You're right. He decided. Serious again. Brown is warm.
He reached over swiftly, but somehow, still hesitantly, to sweep my hair back behind my shoulder. Hot.
What the hell? I didn't
That
even
look up.
realize that they were in the car driving. The next line is,
Yeah.
we were at the school by now. I thought they were standing like outside the car.
No, he didn't. Remember, he didn't get out of the car. He just fucking looked at her, waiting for her to get in.
Oh. Oh, he waited in the car. Okay.
Yeah.
This part, okay. This part like literally is like synchronicity, like wow, like love wins, okay? He asks her, "What music is in your CD player right now?" He asked, his face as somber as if he'd asked for a murder confession.
I realized I'd never remove the CD Phil had given me. When I said the name of the band, he smiled crookedly, a peculiar expression in his eyes. He flipped open a compartment under his car CD player, pulled out one of 30 or so CDs that were jammed into the small space, and handed it to me.
Debussy to dis?
It was the same CD. I examined the familiar cover art, keeping my eyes down. I don't get that. What? I don't understand.
So Phil had given her this like kind of like obscure CD, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And he has the same CD in his car, like not her copy. He just has another copy of the same like obscure bands that Phil gave to her. And maybe it isn't even that obscure. Maybe it's like Black Sabbath, you
Oh, so
know,
I think okay, that makes sense to me. Sorry, the his comment de Bussy to this confused me, but I get it now. Okay, that
because
makes sense. Thank you.
she recognized when he was playing Debussy in the
Oh,
car before, and then now he asks her, yes.
okay. That
Yeah, and like I truly, when I read this, I my jaw dropped. I was like, "Oh my God, love wins. Like love is real." It just having the same obscure CD that your stepdad gave to you, and like it's your reminder of home, and now your crush also has this CD, and it's out of like I don't know. I feel like in the movie he had like hundreds of CDs and he probably does at home, but like out of the 30 that he has in his car, he has that one. That's crazy.
it is crazy. I feel like they do love each other a lot. And or not love yet. They like each other a lot right now and they care about each other and it's sweet and they have stuff in common at the end of the day. He walked her to English, they met for Spanish, they got through lunch hour. He questioned her relentlessly about every insignificant detail of her existence. Movies I'd liked and hated, the places I'd been and the many places I wanted to go, and books. Endlessly books. Um, I thought this was sweet. She said, I couldn't remember the last time I'd talked so much. More often than not, I felt self-conscious, certain I must be boring him, but the absolute absorption of his face and his never-ending stream of questions compelled me to continue. Mostly his questions were easy, only a very few triggering my easy blushes. But when I did flush, it brought on a whole new round of questions. So, I don't know, I like how in tune, since he can't read her mind, I feel like he's very in tune with her like nonverbal communication, her like blushing and her senses, like other stuff that he can see, you know. I like that
Yeah,
he's very in tune.
he is. It's, yeah, you have to rely on the other cues, such as the time he asked my favorite gemstone.
She's down.
Bad, bad. I blurted out topaz before thinking. He'd been flinging questions at me with such speed that I felt like I was at one of those. I was taking one of those psychiatric tests where you answer with the first word that comes to mind. I was sure he would have continued down whatever mental list he was following, except for the blush. My face reddened because, until very recently, my favorite gemstone was garnet. It was impossible, while staring back into his topaz eyes, not to remember the reason for the switch. And naturally, he wouldn't rest until I admitted why I was embarrassed. Tell me, he finally commanded after persuasion failed. Failed only because I kept my eyes safely away from his face.
It's the color of your eyes today. I sighed, surrendering, staring down at my hands as I fiddled with a piece of my hair. I suppose if you asked me in 2 weeks, I'd say onyx. Onyx? Onyx? I'd given more information than necessary in my unwilling honesty, and I worried it would provoke the strange anger that flared whenever I slipped and revealed too clearly how obsessed I was. She's very
Oh
in
my
tune with him,
gosh.
too.
Uh-huh. But the pause was very short. What kind of flowers do you prefer? He fired off.
And she's very relieved, as I understand. So biology was a complication again.
Oh,
Edward
they're in
just quick.
biology, not even chemistry.
Damn, we gotta be on our shit.
Fake Twilight fans, clearly. They even did the fucking onion thing that you did in biology. Like,
Saying
yeah,
we're ridiculous, but
we gotta get back on our shit.
it is, we do. It's another movie day. Edward, right as he turns the lights off, Edward slides slightly further away from Bella. It didn't help. The same thing happens as yesterday. As soon as the room was dark, there was the same electric spark, the same restless craving to stretch my hand across the short space and touch his cold skin as yesterday.
Ooh-wee. It
Um,
makes me like
she just, I know, seriously.
fired up.
So she's on the table, she's like sitting down with her head in her arms, and again, just gripping that table, white knuckling that shit. And can't watch the movie, can't focus, and again, sighs in relief as the lights are turned on. And she's able to finally glance at Edward, and she says, he was looking at me, his eyes ambivalent. Of course, his eyes were ambivalent. But yeah, just same shit, different day.
Seriously. She said a line a little bit before that I thought was funny. Um, I sincerely tried to watch the movie, but at the end of the hour, I had no idea what I'd just seen. Um, and yeah, it's just very funny that she's pictured as gripping the edge of the table when they're sharing a table. So she's like, is that what she's doing? Like, or is she like, I don't
I
know.
was thinking she's like this. Like she's
Oh,
like
she's got her
this.
arms crossed. She's gripping the table under her armpits. Everyone who's
That's
listening
my understanding.
loves this. He was looking at her. He rose in silence and then stood still, waiting for me. We walked down to gym in silence, like yesterday, and also like yesterday, he touched my face wordlessly, this time with the back of his cool hand, stroking once from my temple to my jaw, before he turned and walked away. They do badminton again. It's literally the same shit, different day. Mike doesn't speak to her that day, actually, either in response to her vacant expression or because he was still angry about our squabble yesterday. Somewhere in the corner of my mind, I felt bad about that, but I couldn't concentrate on him. She hurries to get
That's all
changed.
this bitch,
Huh?
I said all this bitch can think about is Edward. That's why she can't
Period.
concentrate on him. She says, knowing the faster I move, the sooner I would be with Edward. Girl.
Hmm. The pressure made me more clumsy than usual. But eventually, I made it out
Shocker.
the door. And thankfully, he was there, standing there, a wide smile automatically spreading across Bella's face. And he smiles in reaction before launching into more cross-examination.
Of course, he's got to get his questions in. The questions were a little bit different now, so not as easily answered. He wanted to know what I missed about home, insisting on descriptions of anything he wasn't familiar with. We sat in front of Charlie's house for hours as the sky darkened and rain plummeted around us in a sudden deluge.
That's just crazy
Um,
that they're sitting in this car for so long. You have homework to do, Bella.
Girl, Charlie's gonna be home soon.
I know.
Uh, So she says, I tried to describe impossible things like the scent of creosote, bitter, slightly resinous, still pleasant, the high, keening sound of the cicadas in July, the feathery barrenness of the trees, the very fact of the sky extending white blue from horizon to horizon, barely interrupted by the low mountains covered with purple volcanic rock. The hardest thing to explain was why it was so beautiful to me to justify a beauty that didn't depend on the sparse, spiny vegetation that often looked half dead. A beauty that had to do more with the exposed shape of the land, with the shallow bowls of valleys between the craggy hills, and the way they held onto the sun. I found myself using my hands as I tried to describe it to him.
Beautiful. So beautiful. She always has such lovely descriptions.
I feel like we don't get a ton of Bella personality. Like it is very like kind of insert yourself, try to insert yourself into Bella a little bit, like a fan fiction. But I do love that she at least values like because I feel like we get a lot of like, oh, I hate nature, I hate the outside, I hate the outdoors. But I love that she values like Arizona, that she cares about her home state. I don't know. I think that that is like a good kind of like a loyal personality trait that we get from her, you know? No, I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
I think it also makes me sad because I feel like that is like taken away from her a little bit in the later, but we'll get into that.
Oh, you're so right. That is sad. I mean, like she chooses it for herself in the end, but it's just that is sad because she talks so much about how she loves the warmth and loves the sun.
Yeah. Uh, but anyway, so he's continuing to ask her probing questions, and probing. His quiet, probing questions kept me talking freely, forgetting in the dim light of the storm to be embarrassed for monopolizing the conversation. Finally, when I had finished detailing my cluttered room at home, he paused instead of responding with another question. Are you finished?
Not even close. But your father will be home soon.
Charlie! I suddenly recalled his existence and sighed. I looked out at the rain-darkened sky, but it gave nothing away. How late is it? Um, I was surprised by the time Charlie would be driving home right now.
And Edward says, it's Twilight.
The name of the book! That's the name of the book! Wow. I honestly didn't know we got that in here. I don't even know. I didn't even know that's where it came from. It's kind of insignificant, but oh wait, no.
No, we've
That's
heard it.
never mind.
We've heard it before, I believe. I think she said it sometime, but
Oh, okay.
it's Twilight. He murmured, looking at the western horizon, obscured as it was with clouds. His voice was thoughtful, as if his mind were somewhere far away. I stared at him as he gazed unseeingly out the windshield. I was still staring when his eyes suddenly shifted back to mine. It's the safest time of day for us, he said, answering the unspoken question in my eyes. The easiest time, but also the saddest, in a way. The end of another day, the return of the night. Darkness is so predictable, don't you think? He smiled wistfully.
I like the night. Without the dark, we'd never see the stars. Not that you see them here much.
And he laughed. The mood abruptly lightened. Charlie will be here in a few minutes, so unless you want to tell him that you'll be with me on Saturday. He raised one eyebrow.
Thanks, no thanks. I gathered my books, realizing I was stiff from sitting still so long. So is it my turn tomorrow then?
Certainly not. His face was teasingly outraged. I told you I wasn't done, didn't I?
What
What more
is
is there?
there?
You'll find out tomorrow. And he reaches across her to open the door. His sudden proximity sent my heart racing into frenzied palpitations. But his hand froze on the handle. Not good, he muttered.
What is it? I was surprised to see that his jaw was clenched, his eyes disturbed.
He glanced at me for a brief second. Another complication, he said glumly. Glumly.
So he flings the door open. He almost even like cringes swiftly away from her a little bit. The flash of headlights through the rain caught my attention as a dark car pulled up to the curb just a few feet away, facing us.
Charlie's around the corner, he warned, staring through the downpour at the other vehicle. When she hops out, she's confused and curious, but she has to go because Charlie's there. The rain was louder as it glanced off my jacket. I tried to make out the shapes in the front seat of the other car, but it was too dark. I could see Edward illuminated in the glare of the new car's headlights. He was still staring ahead, his gaze locked on something or someone I couldn't see. His expression was a strange mix of frustration and defiance. He revs up the engine and the tires squeal against the wet pavement, and the Volvo was out of sight in seconds.
I was just gonna say he got out of there real fast. That was
Yeah,
all.
yeah. He squeals away. He's just. And then, hey, Bella, called a familiar, husky voice from the driver's side of the little black car.
Jacob? Just then, Charlie's cruiser swung around the corner, his lights shining on the occupants of the car in front of me.
Jacob's climbing out. He's got a wide grin visible even through the darkness. And in the passenger seat was an older man with a memorable face, says Bella, which is Billy. He's got let's see, her description's kind of nice. A face that overflowed, the cheeks resting against his shoulders. What? With creases running through the russet skin like an old leather jacket, and the surprisingly familiar eyes, black black eyes that seemed at the time both too young and too ancient for the broad face they were set in. Jacob's father, Billy Black. She knew him immediately, though in more than 5 years since I'd seen him last, I'd managed to forget his name when Charlie had spoken of him my first day here.
I like her description of him. I feel like she means that he doesn't have a neck. Like, you know how some old people are
Oh,
like,
he's just.
I think that's what he means by like shoulders on the. Sorry, that was just, I had to visualize that for myself.
I
The
appreciate that because I was really like, what? But yeah, okay.
descriptions are complicated for no reason. That's my opinion. Sometimes I'm like, why did you have to say it like this?
Just tell me he was a big round guy. So Billy is looking at Bella. He's staring at her, scrutinizing her face, and she smiles like, haha, tentatively at him. His eyes were wide, as if in shock or fear. His nostrils flared. My smile faded. Another complication, Edward had said. Billy still stared at me with intense, anxious eyes. I groaned internally. Had Billy recognized Edward so easily? Could he really believe the impossible legends his son had scoffed at? The answer was clear in Billy's eyes. Yes. Yes, he could. Boom. Wow. And with that, that is the end of chapter 11, Complications, which the complications are Billy.
Complications are shit's about to go
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Yep. So that's crazy. Final thoughts. I think Edward is sweet for asking his questions, and his talent is so helpful because they were able to chat all up until Billy or Charlie showed up. So I don't know. Yeah. Your final thoughts?
I think that it's very interesting that in this like last page where he's, hearing Charlie's thoughts, he knows that Charlie's coming up, but he cannot hear their thoughts. He does not know they're coming up. So I think that's like another good little bit that we get. Like we don't, she doesn't explicitly say it, but like
Yeah.
they just pull up. He has no idea that they're coming because I don't think that and like, when Alice, I know this is jumping ahead, but when Alice has like visions in some of the later books, like she can't see Jacob in them. So they like, yeah.
That's crazy. I had no idea. It like,
So that's why they pull up and Edward like didn't realize until he could smell them because he can hear Charlie's thoughts. That's
oh,
why he
because he
knows
was,
that
oh
Charlie is
my
getting
God.
there.
That's
But he didn't know that
crazy.
they were, yeah, but remember how so yeah, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I like that like that is one thing Stephenie does well is that like there are bits in this book that are seen throughout like the whole series that like gets called back to kind of like these moments, which I think is awesome. So I don't know,
Wow.
that not really final thoughts, but something about that last kind of bit that I wanted to point out. But I don't know, final thoughts, I really do. I kind of on your same page of like I like that they're getting to know each other. I like his questions, his genuine interest. Is it because he doesn't know what she's thinking? Like, is that the only reason that he's so into her? But I think that we see that they have the similar music taste. Bella is like an old soul a little bit. So I don't know. I feel like we get so much more of both of them in the book, obviously, but I just wish both of their like I feel like we get more of his personality in the movie. We just do not get much of the like flirting and the like fun of their relationship. I feel like it goes immediately from like, okay, they're stressed because they don't like he can't like her, so he's being mean to her. They get a little bit of like the fun, and then they go right into like stress again in the movie at least. So I like that we get a
Yeah.
little bit of they get to know each other. Feels a little normal for a little bit. So I don't
No,
know. I like
seriously, you're
that.
so right. I mean, the one scene that they have is she goes over to his house and they see CDs and she's like, "Oh, I like that." And then they go in the trees. But this has been a successful episode. Next chapter is oh, what the heck is it? My book is trapped. Balancing. Chapter 12, balancing. So maybe Bella's going to do some trapeze.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
We
That's
will
my
see.
theory,
I
though.
think I know
That's
what's
my
coming, but we'll see.
that's my prediction. My prediction's that Bella's gonna do trapezing.
I'm excited to see it.
Well, just as a reminder, I'm Bia,
I'm Katie,
and
and
this
this has
has
been
been Twilight Tonight. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Let us know in the comments if you like this. If who who do you like in the
Who do you
chapter?
like? Who are you?
Who's your crush? Let us know in
What?
the comments who's your crush. Who are you
Who's
crushing on?
your big fat crush?
Who's your big fat crush?
I love you, party people. Have a good one.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Keep it simple, stupid, please.